We are back. Remember the early days of television, when television really started cooking? There probably was not Tuesday night. They used to say that the movies had no business, the bars practically closed because Milton Berle was on television, and he truly was Mr. Television, and did a lot for everybody that followed in establishing television viewing habits. They call him Uncle Milty, but Mr. Tuesday Night was probably the thing I remember. He's a good friend. Would you welcome Mr. Milton Berle? Your song.
Thank you. Thank you very much, John.
And it is Tuesday night, come to think of it.
I was named Mr. Tuesday Night, which is what my wife still calls me.
Yep. I didn't know that.
I loved your monologue. I thought you were really terrific.
Yes.
The Karnak, but you're a good straight man. And you keep acting like that, you won't be invited to play at the impeachment ball. But... no, I was listening to your monologue. Absolutely hilarious, Johnny. I mean, you and I have the same writers. Yours. I haven't been on... Wow. 2, 3, 4. I haven't been on The Tonight Show so many years that the last time I told a joke on this show, Skitch Henderson fell off the bandstand.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, that long ago. And I want to tell you something. You are absolutely terrific. You look like an obscene Barbie doll. That I love. You were talking. I watched the show last night, and it was really terrific. It had Jack Benny.
Jack was on?
Jack Benny. And you were saying that you didn't know where Ed McMahon was.
That's right.
Well, I know where he is. One of the Budweiser horses got sick, and he's filling in. That's
He'll hate you for that.
No, he won't hate me for that. I love Ed McMahon when he's young. But this... oh, by the way, you forgot one. You didn't forget. I was in your dressing room. I stole one of your Karnak lines.
Okay.
Let me start off with this.
Yes, quickly.
Oh, Henry.
Oh, Henry.
I don't need you. Shut up. A little late. What did Mrs. Kissinger say on her wedding night? Now, you could have used
Give me that one. Now you give it to me.
I want to tell you something, Johnny. I am very, very thrilled to be on your show. I really mean this, and I think, I have been on a long time, and I think that you are the most exceptional host and comedian that I've ever seen. I really mean that as a compliment.
Well, thank you. Coming from you, that's,
I mean it. That was written for me by the same person that writes the Nixon speeches. And you're talking about Nixon and the administration. You know, politics is a very strange business. One week you're on the cover of Time, the next week you're doing it. But, no, you know, I would say, and you will agree, that I think that President Nixon has done some great things. One great thing he did, he kept us out of Ireland. But, and I'd say...
You know, it's the first time I've really heard you do political stuff.
I don't do political. I leave that to you and Maud Saul. But I'd say if the Nixon was the captain of the Titanic, he would have told his passengers, don't worry, folks, we're only stopping for ice. 2, 3, 4.
2, 27, 28.
Well, enough of the political stuff. I'm glad I'm here.
I'm glad
to be with you.
We were together.
What are we going to talk about?
We can talk about anything. Maybe we'll do the thing we were talking about the other night, because we both have an interest in magic and do magic as amateurs.
How about that guy the other night?
Bruce, what was his last name?
Bruce. It was just Bruce.
No. Bruce Cernan or something.
I thought it was just Bruce.
No. He was sensational. He was...
Yeah, had on a Fruit of the Loom suit. No, he was sensational.
He was great. He was really good.
I played with a lot of great magicians in vaudeville, too, at Leipzig. You do magic. I do tricks, but not too well.
Well, I'm an amateur.
Oh, you're very good. You're very good.
I picked up a few dollars in school and during the service, you know.
Doing what?
With cards and things like that. It's not all I picked up during the service either, but we don't want to get into that. Ring 2, 3, 4. Did I get to do a commercial already? Mr. DeCorda. Then we'll come back. We'll talk about your book that's coming out soon, because I know you've got a...
Well, it's not coming out right now. It'll be out in October. I want to talk about Raft and his book a little. You want to do your...
Georgie Raft? Sure. We'll do this and we'll come back and whatever. We'll continue after we pause for this brief word from our sponsor. you just join us, that's for our band.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And listen, we should mention, tomorrow night, which is Wednesday, you open to the Sands Hotel in Las Vegas
Yeah, I
for
open in
another
Las
engagement.
Vegas tomorrow night for 3 weeks.
What's the first year you played there? And you go back to the early days?
In the 50s, back 1952, I think. You weren't born yet. You weren't born yet, but I died there. Back in 1952, and I got to tell you one story. Can I tell you?
Sure.
I had a heckler. Of course, we all have hecklers. This is a BDR, before Don Rickles. And the hecklers, we all know the stock answers. But I was doing a monologue, like you were doing, sort of falling on my face in several spots. And, no, I was going pretty good. And I was rushing. I was going, I got to tell you, a funny thing happened. I was coming in the hotel, and a child walked over to me. He said, "You're number one on my hit parade," so he hit me. Whatever the lousy joke was, you know. Sound like Youngman laying off, don't I? The king of the one-liners, Henny Youngman, because the dummy can't remember two. But I was in the middle of this monologue, Johnny, and I was a woman seated down front. She must have, tipped the captain pretty good, Captain Schmear, and they got a front row seat, and she was kind of drunk. She was loaded. And I was in the middle of the monologue, and I said a very funny thing. I was coming down the strip, and she was going, "Mama's ever that." I was about to set up the joke, and I said, "This I got to tell you," and I was about to get to the punchline, and the fella hit him, and he laid there. And I said, "And the fella," and she went, "Mama, thing." Well, that's all right. And I threw a line at her, and I said, "There must be people out there here breathing. Didn't I meet you under a bed in Pittsburgh?" Whatever the stale jokes. All right. I never forget a face, but in your case, I'll make an exception. Whatever the stock. And every stock...
Nothing helped.
Well, no. Yeah. She just kept going... And I'm waving to the captain. In the back of the room, I'm going... And he's going this to me. Because he must have got 100 from me, huh? Well, I'm dying for 35 minutes. She is ruining my whole act. And every time I said... And I was about to... Like the fella started before with you up there. And... I said, and she went, finally, I said, and of course the boys in the band are dying because I'm dying. They're laughing, but I'm dying. And I can't get started. Finally, I threw a line, which has now become a stock line, and I said, "Oh, I remember you, lady. You heckled me here about 10 years ago. I never forget a dress."
Ooh. That should have done it.
Well, wait a minute.
That should have done it.
It did it for a while. The audience laughed and applauded. And I thought I won. All of a sudden, I got down to silence, subsided, and the guy next to us, "Now will you shut your damn mouth?" And it started all over again. So I'm taking care of hecklers, you know. I was in Vegas once, and Henny Youngman, who used to be famous many years ago, he was appearing, of all places, to book Youngman into a place called the Tropicana in the lounge. Well, Henny does a very good act, his own. And we went over to see him. He invited us over for a 2 o'clock show, and Joey Bishop was in town at the Sands, and we went over to see Youngman.
Right.
And we know all of Youngman's jokes, so do you. And he's terrific. I say Henny's terrific. He's got his own style.
He's a funny man.
And he's a funny guy. And we went over. It was all show folks. And I sat on one side of the lounge, and Joey Bishop sat on the other. And Henny Youngman walked out, and he said, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I feel great. I was up this morning cracking my knuckles." And Joey Bishop yelled, "You took a brisk walk to the bathroom and you're back to bed at 6:05? And he said, "Yep." He says, "Take my wife." And I said, "Please." And he said, I am. And he's stalling, and we're telling every punchline.
Oh, that's cruel.
He didn't tell one punchline. And he's on for 45 minutes. He says, "You like the suit?" I says, "Yeah, you can drip it, drape it, drop it, or droop it." He says, "Yeah, that's the joke." Well, I'm on one side and Bishop's on the other. Well, It was a very funny evening. After the evening was over, he comes out in the lobby, and everybody was saying, "Congratulations, Henny, you were terrific. You were terrific." And I said, "Henny, you were great." He said, "Thank you. Can you come back again tomorrow night?" That's what he said.
What would you have done? Did you ever consider?
What?
You've been in this business since you were a kid, a youngster. Did you ever consider anything else? You've never done anything else besides entertain, have you?
You mean in show business?
No, I mean, no, in anything. I mean, this is what you've done since you were a child,
No, I don't know. I started when I was 5.
Did you ever have a desire to do anything else except get up on a stage? Yeah.
I don't know of anything else. Just give me some hair tonic with a loud microphone and a good audience, and I'll be on.
Yeah.
Somebody asked George Burns once, "George, when are you going to retire?" And George said, "Retire? To what?"
Yeah.
That's the same with me. I live to work and I work to live. I don't know of anything else I'd rather do than
get in front of an audience.
Get in front of an audience and hear the audience laugh. I like to showbiz. Just give me some makeup.
Right.
Give me an introduction, like Lucky Lucky or something, like Tommy played. It's my song. I wrote that.
Really?
Well, I wrote the lyrics.
Yeah.
Man, but that's the Tarantelle with Buddy Arnold. Remember?
I didn't know you were Italian.
I didn't hear you. What? I didn't know what? Just a minute. I want to speak to this thing. What does it say?
I said, Milton, I didn't know you were Italian.
That's funny. And
I'll tell him when he comes in.
Yeah.
I remember.
if he's a doc, I'd like to see what the nurses dress like. No, but there's nothing else that I would like to do. I really mean.
How about your son? You say Billy now?
Billy?
Yeah. Does he want to be an entertainer?
Well, no. Billy doesn't want to be in show business. He's an adorable boy. He's 11. And he knows me personally, by the way. And no, he wants space. Wants to with the airplanes and ships and everything. Of course, he's a little ham. He goes on with me once in a while, and I don't think Ruth likes it.
Yeah.
And neither do I to go on the stage. But he's a pretty good stand-up comedian. But I think he'll grow out of it, Johnny.
Yeah.
I think.
But you started even before that.
Well, I started when I was about 5 years old. Back some years ago, and
you just celebrated the other day with you.
You were in town. Yeah, the 60th anniversary. I started when I was about 4.5 years old, and I got the book coming out about it. But it's not a theatrical book. It's not like completely like George. It's not a biography. It's an autobiography. And incidentally, Raph's book is very good.
That's what I hear.
He's made a career out of helping wounded men out of cars, and but my book is nothing like that. This is sort of a deep look into the trials and tribulations, not as an actor, as a child, all the way up. But we'll go into that more when the book is ready to come out. I don't want to talk about it.
Didn't you just play in the movie Lepke?
Yeah, I'm in the picture Lepke, and there's a strange story about that. I play Lepke's father-in-law. And it was a very, very good role. I hope that the producers are watching now, because I heard it was a very, very strong part that I played. But unfortunately, I think that the picture was over time, and they had to make a lot of cuts. And I don't think I'm in the picture too much, but I think the picture's a damn good picture. I hear it's about Louis Buchalter, whom I knew in my younger days, not too well. But and then. I'm doing non sequiturs here, but I was in the picture. Well, I've been in a lot of dramatic pictures. You asked me what else I'd like to do. I'd like to really do something. I've done a lot of straight dramatic roles, Johnny, but something that's really I can get my teeth into. Now, you've done a lot of straight roles, too.
No, I don't really have time to get off of this. I've played in a couple of things, but that scares me. I get scared. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, I feel comfortable doing this, but I get scared if I have to play somebody else. It seems strange, but I do.
You mean you can't be anybody else but Carson?
I don't know.
Oh, I think you can, I think.
Never tried it.
Well, it is a very difficult thing for a comedian. I'd say it's more difficult for a comic to be somebody else than a comedian.
Yeah.
And I consider you a comedian.
Yeah.
And there is a difference between a comic and a comedian.
Right. Shall we finish tonight with our big thing that we talked about the other night?
What?
You do magic and I do magic, and we both tried the ESP. And we were trying ESP the other night, you notice.
Yeah.
And
do you want to try it?
It might be sensational if it works. I don't guarantee anything.
Go out in the audience.
You have to go into the audience.
Yeah. We got a deck of cards here? Sorry to wake you up.
You need cards, or can they just? Can
No,
they
they can whisper, but
they
I'd
can
rather-
just whisper.
No, they can whisper a card, but I'd like the audience to see the card if you put the lights on.
Oh, I see.
There
we
we
get
are,
the
Jack.
cards.
Oh, finally.
Legitimate cards.
They're
now.
legitimate. Oh, my gosh,
Hey,
there's people.
must understand, we don't guarantee anything.
We don't
here.
guarantee this. We don't guarantee.
Well, if it works,
because
it's
this is
sensation.
not a used car lot. Now, if I had nails, I'd open it.
Honk. This is not the trick, folks, opening the deck. Now, it's a
You
brand
should
new
have seen
deck.
us the other night with this magician. He was darn good. I'm going to shuffle the cards, and I'm going to go out front. I see a girl putting on her coat like we're going to be have the camera on her.
Everybody starts primping immediately.
While
Go
you're
that
at
side
it,
over
lady,
here.
will you pull down your dress? I've seen... please.
No.
I haven't seen Snuggies in years. Would you do that for me, please? Now, let's go over. How do you do, sir? How are you?
do, young man?
Fine. While you're here, make up another commandment. All right, now, John, can you...
Yeah, I can hear you.
Now, I'm going to have someone in the audience select a card.
Right.
And this is not Karnak stuff. This is on the level. And he is a very fine magician. And the sooner you disappear and I take your place, it'll be better. Okay. Yes, you can do it. Would you select any... Would you stand up, please? Oh, my God. And all right, now, stand up. Oh, let me see. Pick out any card. I'm not going to force one. Take any one. Right? Now, show it to the audience. Okay, Johnny. No, so wait a minute. Shh. Take it over. Would you take another card, please? Because I didn't think they saw it over there.
Okay.
Before I go any further, I want you to tell this lady the card that she has in her hand.
I believe it's a black card at clubs. Would that be the... Would you... Ten of clubs? Excuse me, the jack of clubs. Jack
Right,
of clubs.
Jack of clubs. Fine. Would you select? We'll do it once more, John.
Okay.
All right. I'm doing it from the John. Hold it. Go ahead and tell him the card.
It's a red card, diamonds.
No?
What? Hearts. I was right there. Red card, hearts. No, don't tell me anything else. That would be a face card also. That would be the King of Hearts.
Turn it over, sir. Show it to the audience.
One more.
Charlie, please. Take one out. Anyone you want. Hold it. Unless I'm mistaken, I think he can tell you the card.
That's hearts. We seem to get a lot of face cards tonight. That's the Queen of Hearts.
Is that the Queen of Hearts, ladies and gentlemen?
Hey! How about that? Whoa. There you are, partner. There you are, partner. We pulled it off.
Yeah, pretty good.
That's
pretty
it.
good. Before, listen, I want to do one thing. Can I do one thing? Well, I just want to do one thing.
Right.
Very good friend of mine whom I admire, and you do too, is Jerry Lewis.
Right.
Right? And I think Jerry Lewis is a great comedian. And do you know that in France, Jerry Lewis is considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest comedy director.
Yeah, they equate him with Chaplin.
Yeah,
and,
they do. Rate him with But I was just thinking, and I don't think Jerry would take any offense to this. I was thinking if Jerry was to direct a dramatic picture,
Right.
this is what he'd look like. Now, you are the person I'm directing.
I don't know what's coming.
You've never seen this.
I'm the actor.
I'm Jerry Lewis. Johnny, in this scene, you've got to look at me. It's trust me.
Yes, of course.
Trust me. Quiet on the set, please. In this scene, it's very imperative. You're alone. You're still in love with this girl. You miss her. And don't forget, I don't want you to be too broad. And all the dialogue and the monologue that's coming from you has to come from the stream of consciousness, and I don't want you to go overboard. Because if you go overboard, It will not work. You understand me? And I want you to underplay it. Just do it with your eyes. Because the inner feeling and the innards that you pour out in the scene, you must play it with a realism. And a believability. That's all.
I'm getting no decline.
Hey, I thank you for coming. Tomorrow night in Las Vegas
I'll be at the Sands.
for 3 weeks.
I'll be at the Sands tomorrow night for 3 weeks with Diana Trask, one of the
Fine
great
singer.
country and western singers.
Fine singer.
And Jerry Collins. Thank you very
Give
much.
my love to
Goodbye.
Ruthie, will you?
I'm leaving.
Now a word from Toyota, small car specialist for 40 years.